Hi everyone, welcome to this live from the studio. I'm receiving Tulpa Dusha. First, the intro. Hi everyone, I'm receiving Tulpa Dusha, but I don't know where she is. So I'll do the news, I'll do the performance, and we'll see if she appears. She was at a show doing some fashion music for a fashion show, and then a private party, and I'm trying to messaging her, but I don't know, and she posted about it. So time difference with the Netherlands, it happens. Anyway, we'll see if she comes soon. I'll try to reach again. We'll see that. Anyway, let's go and move to the news. So you know pitchymango.org, that's my site. I would like to thank all my supporters. Let's remove this pop-up. If you want to join my mailing list, that would be awesome. You just go to the site and wait for the pop-up and join the mailing list. I would like to thank all my supporters for allowing me to do this awesome show and release music, etc. We're having this Tuesday Resident Electronic Monthly. At the moment also on the lineup, it's a little bit quiet. I've got Kezol and Wabi Sabi, so it's still open up. If you want to sign up, it's this Tuesday at 8. The video are due on Sunday evening. I'll put the link for the Bane Improviser. Here we go. Peronosphora, can we do a quick QA with Franck if she's not coming? Yes, we can. Maybe I'll do that. Here is my link for you can come up live, and whoever wants to come up live and do the show with me, please join me. MidGT, Franck Martin. Open that in your browser and then you'll be live with me. Alright, what's next? We've got Res Franck live, which is this Sunday at 6 p.m. I've seen the lineup, it's on their Instagram, it's not yet on the page. It's going to be awesome. It's all a live event, so everybody's performing live, the audio people, the visualist. It's awesome. Just after live from the studio at 1 p.m. You've got the famous John Wells doing Modular World. It's a monthly event. This is a link, and if you join his membership, then there's a Discord server, there's everything, there's a community, so please check it out. It's this afternoon on the YouTube. So Modular World with John Wells and all these guests. What do we have? Also, I wanted to mention Sonic Islands, which is run by Fez. That's it's on the third Sunday of the month. I don't know what's the lineup, but it's always cool. I want also to mention there's no peak in June. I think they'll come back in July, so no peak. Also, Synesthesia has done Pins for Progress. I participated at the last one, which was in May, which was for the mental health, so you can find it back on Twitch, and I think they are preparing a new one also for June, but check Pin for Progress. I've got an event every month. What else I wanted to say? New York Modular Synth Society is having a Off the Grid, and I will be performing along with Kitsu 3, Galord Dewald, and Le Crocuta. So it's on the 17th of June at 8 p.m. Local time, so New York time, so that's maybe making it at 5 Pacific time, if I'm not mistaken. So Off the Grid. Then what you have, you've got Phoenix Synthesizer Festival, so let me give you the right link to the Instagram. That will be on YouTube. You've got all the link on the poster, but here is a place for the Phoenix Synthesizer Festival. They just opened up an Instagram account. I should run the little video. Can I run the video? Yes, I can run the video. So you can see it. So Phoenix Synthesizer Festival is on June 18 and 19, and on the lineup you see you've got Steve Roach, Todd Barton, Sarah Bell Reid, Jan Body, Voltage Controller, Tulpa Dusha, Stefan McCall, John Wells, and yours truly, and a few more local people, including Adam Filipowski, famous for Data Cult Audio. So 18-19 of June. Alright, what I have with me, I see Sensor Music, I see Malaki, the Peronosphora, welcome, Wojo Mac, welcome, all that guns too. Thank you for joining the show. Still no news of the Peronosphora. I'm just checking on my Instagram. Any message? I don't know. If you know her, just text her, message her everywhere on all platforms. I try an audio call via Messenger, but that's not answering. Okay, so she's maybe in an area, no internet, nothing. We'll get some news eventually. She knew what was the time. I don't know. The faithful followers, yes. And Intan Phone also is here. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, what do we have? An update on Bandcamp Friday. So there's no Bandcamp Friday in July, but they will restart on August 6th. and for till the rest of the year. So here we go. What I wanted to say also, I've released a new album, To the Star. You'll find it on Bandcamp, and there's a link also for going to Surround Music One, where you can download it in a Quadraphonic or 5.1. So check it out. What else I saw? There's a new album from Thomas DiMuzio. Here we go. So that I spotted that. So Thomas DiMuzio, performed a lot on Buchla. That's got some interesting things, and is a local one. What did I saw also? Red Stripe Down has got also a new album, which is Blind Eye. He's in Chicago. He came once here to perform. I saw Ryoko also has released a new album, so Cult of One from Ryoko. Please check it out. You can get that already for Bandcamp Friday, or just get it now. And here, that's where I should talk about my guest, but still cannot find her. Nobody has joined on the MidGC, so if you want to join me on the MidGC and run this show, while I was hoping that she will come. Maybe she will come 1 hour later, I don't know. Time difference, getting confused. She said that her computer crashed, so she doesn't have a calendar, so she couldn't do it. Anyway, it happens. Anyway, I'm glad to have you. So if you want to join me on MidGC, Franck Martin, and you'll be live on the video. So what I will do, so I've done the news. Oh, there's also one news that I didn't talk about is, I should load the page, but I'll do that later. Ardek, who runs the Sound Wheels show on KZSU every Tuesday, is featuring a lot of music from folks around here, and a lot of electronic music, so it's a really cool show. Also, it's every Tuesday on KZSU, the Sensor on the radio, but you can get it also on the internet. Checking my message. Alright. Okay, so what I will do, I will jump directly to the performance that she sent me, and we'll meet again. I'll redo the news, and if one of you want to join and have a chat with me, please do so. Otherwise, we'll finish a little bit early. Alright, here's a movie performance that Tulpa Dusha sent me. Live.
All right.
Hi everyone, I'm with Tulpa Dusha.
Hi everybody.
Maybe I'll change. Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to get my windows organized. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. Today is a very chaotic day and a lot of things were happening already, but I'm doing good.
Yes, indeed. I've got a few friends on the chat. I see Peronosphora, All That Gone, Carnalex, Brumata, Malaki, Inverted Popes, All That Gone, Synth Music, Intent Fun, and a few more folks. So if you've got any questions for Tulpa, put them on the chat and then we'll relay. All That Gone say fantastic set, really great performance. Peronosphora is clapping, Synth Music, very nice. All That Gone, lovely. That was
Thank you.
Really, really cool.
That's great.
Cool set.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Yeah.
So let's start by the usual question. So who are you?
I am someone. You know, this question is so vast today, you know, and you can have so many answers. But, you know, if to talk politically, I guess I'm a soul and I'm having this journey on the planet Earth. And yeah, that would be my major concept. And yeah, I'm a person. I live in Amsterdam. My busy world is including modular, including art, including science, including synthesizers, including being a parent, including being a traveler, including being a social active person, I guess, as well. So yeah, I'm a human being living my life. That's the answer.
No, right. So before I ask you how you got into music, what's happening today?
Today, what was happening today? Today was the fashion show. Today was like a lot of chaos because I was first time after 1 year, after all this lockdown, today was finally actually performing outside of the studio, but in a real place with real people. And that was really interesting. Remember how it went, and honestly I didn't really forget, and I look forward to do it more. You know, I'm super happy that we can in Amsterdam at least be more or less back into the reality in a way, so that is, you know, spring for my heart. So today it happened.
That's cool. I see Peronosphora, she sends an Eastern European accent because you know, she's also from that side of the world.
Oh, привет! Yeah. Yes, I'm Russian, yes. I was born Russian. I'm a Russian person, you know, but we Russia in Soviet Union.
Yes.
Never mind. I can be like a, basically, yeah, I'm hybrid, Russian hybrid, European Russian hybrid. Yeah, that's what I can call myself, because I grew up in Lapland and I live in the Netherlands already 12 years. So of course my mentality is very cross world kind of thing. But originally I'm Russian person.
Yeah, and then yeah, and Amsterdam is quite a diverse town. You know, a lot of big communities there, big art community there.
In Russia?
Oh, in Amsterdam also.
Oh, Amsterdam, yeah, you know, it's a mecca for artists. Well, we have Adi, Rijkaard, tons of places, Paradiso, Milkweg, you know, Queen's Day. This is so, of course, Holland, Amsterdam, particularly Rotterdam as well, have a very powerful scene. And yeah, it's a place, you know, if you want to do, I mean, everywhere is a place actually. It's, but yeah, in Amsterdam is a lot of good background for an artist, like in Berlin as well. You know, there is a lot of activity like this. You know, you have parties from underground, hidden. Today I just received through the Instagram. Somebody sent me, hey, there's this secret party, and the little lineup. Call me, and 25 euro per person entry fee. But call me, and you know, things start to roll out, and then you have also big venues, like absolutely official big festivals. So yeah, it's kaleidoscope here, and you know, yeah, That's very good.
Yes. I don't know. Peronosphora say she's asking me to organize a Sunfest in Dalmatia. So I don't know. Maybe we should do it. In Dalmatia.
Dalmatia?
Yes. In Croatia.
Croatia, yeah. Croatia is the place. Actually, I just today I'm having exclusive glass, maybe you know, from Modern Festival. So this is glass from artist camp at the Modern where I played 2 years ago, and I was, of course, I took it, you know, like for the memory. Like one glass per life you can have this, like after the, you know, now the curfew and everything, and then now I realize how exclusive this is, you know, after all this Corona and things. You're like, wow, man, you have this glass, and then 2 years later you're like, wow, that's like part of history. It's like amazing, you know.
Yeah,
so
it was so much last century, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like it's like a different life, like in my past life. But yeah, like Croatia, returning to Croatia, yeah, is one of the places you want to be making festival at. You know, it's due to nature and due to people friendliness and people like openness and overall. Yeah, that's the place.
We'll take over our olive farm there.
That's cool. Yeah.
She has an olive farm. So. A little bit of, you know, as we are going back in history time, how did you get into music?
I was born in a musical family. My mother and my father is a multi-instrumentalist, and he was working for the army of Russia, and he was a conductor. And my mother, she's a singer. So they were having, you know, perfect match in that sense. So naturally all the kids were going to learn some instrument in our family. In my case, it was fortepiano. My sister, I think, also piano. My brother were playing violin and a cello. And so basically it started all already there. Of course, I couldn't really pursue that normal, how it should be in a perfect world, because there was this political change in the region. The Soviet Union fell apart. So I had to stop my musical education. Normally in our culture, in Russian culture, if you choose some instrument, it's like higher education, and you learn it parallel with your normal school. You go for 12 years studying music, and that was my original plan. But, you know, it was all like this eventually due to history itself, which is fine. I mean, like, of course it was not easy, but I mean, in the end, maybe that's why I'm here right now, and that's why I met the Modular, that is very free world. So maybe if I would have been a pianist now, like a very classical shaped person, maybe I would be like, you know, fitting to that form. And I guess like having a bit of a background musical, and then this time when no access to music and you create it, you know, because it's in you. If you're born with it, you want it, you know. Mm-hmm. So I was searching for the band to sing, and then I met DJ friends that they taught me to. Oh, there is Reason, there is Cubase, and you know, back in 2000, in the country that is post-Soviet bloc, it was like a miracle to meet these people, you know. Mm-hmm. So it was, I think, naturally unfolding in my situation eventually.
Yeah, I've got a friend, Pef. He was relatively known in the Reason community, so I didn't know this community before. And then, you know, I met him because of Modular, but then I discovered the Reason, and he has got all his friends that were, you know, in the early day of Reason and modding it. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah, that's my startup. That's my getaway drug. My getaway drug was Reason and Cubase. Yeah, at that time.
And how did you switch to Modular?
Also naturally. I was already DJing all over the place, and I was traveling to festivals. And then somebody invited me to perform. I started to produce music in Logic. So I started with Dusha project, more ambient, like folk kind of thing. Because when you are a DJ and you play very night, hard time music, the concept is all very different. And some part of my soul always wanted to have something where I can sing something like normal music, you know, human music. So it's like a psychedelic trance is, you know, it's crazy and it's robotic. It's you know, acidic. It's dancing. It's madness. It's shamanic. It's whatever you can call it, multiple names.
Yes.
But sometimes you want this emotion, sometimes you want this human sense, this a little bit of voice, a little bit just simplicity, maybe one guitar into reverb and nothing more, you know? So, and I was always kind of like torn a little bit between these two. And so I started to produce Dusha music and where I could like express all that. And then Russian guys said from the Chill Out Planet Festival, hey, would you like to perform at our place? We have alternative stage with Dusha music, because Dusha is Russian concept as well. So I guess it was like kind of clicking in a way. So and they invited me to go there, and I travel because my family is in Latvia. So of course I traveled through Latvia first, and then I go to Russia. You know, in this region we are like home, you know, we know everything in there. So of course I have my route. And then along the way I also went to this Latvian festival, and somebody told me, hey, do you know Erica? Since like, hey, I see you make music, maybe you will like it, check it out, go meet Erica Singh. I go there, I meet Geert, and he shows me the whole wall, you know, and that was like this. I was like eyes with my heart, you know, like the Kako, immediately like this. And it was the first moment in 10 years where I felt this is my path, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you get different offering. Hey, would you like do this, or you think, oh, what should I do in my life, and blah blah blah. And that was first moment in many years where I suddenly saw, yes, this is where I must go, you know? And everything rolled out naturally after that. Started to Mother 32, you know, you buy for your first Mother 32, then you buy your first DIY kit, you know, you try this, try that, and then you are, you know, and then you're in. So it was, yeah, in a way also natural path for me.
Yeah. And as we are talking a little bit of hardware, so yeah, so you started with some Erica synths, and then this Mother 32, and you still have some Erica synths gears, and I don't know what's your go-to.
I started actually with Korg Beat Pro. Actually, I had very tiny. I had no budget. I had nothing basically. So I started with Bastel Instruments granular synthesizer.
Yeah.
Then I would just put my own music on the CD, and then I use a CD player. It has a loop option, and you just loop the phrase. I just loop the phrase on it because it's ambience, and I take one part of the song I produced at home, and I loop one phrase. Let's say some strings, and I start to just improvise, and I add a little bit of granny on top, Korg Volca beats. And I had also Roland Ira at that time. And then I start to build up some improvisation on top of the song I wrote before. So basically I was using also the stage gear. I said, okay, give me one CD player where I can loop a phrase. So I started to kind of use the outside world in my creation until I get something better, you know? And then I start, somebody sent me many years ago 0.5 Bitcoin. And with time, it became like 800 euro or something. I buy Mother 32 immediately, you know?
Yes.
So in my case, it was just happening to me, you know? And I was not really against that kind of. I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. And that was my first setup. So then it started to become more and more complex, Mother 32. Then I start to buy my own gear, you know? I start to build up my system and things like this. Like that, you know, it was kind of natural path in a way.
Yes, indeed. And also you are involved with sound objects.
Yes, sound objects.
So
of course
how did they come, and how did you get involved with them, and what is it?
So sound objects is basically a collaboration. Basically, it's a blessing from Wowat Swayman, to be honest with you, because at the time he passed away, you know, blessing to him, to his spirit. And at the time when he was alive, I was already running the school, and I was already kind of people know me, and I was already having friends like Wova, for example, you know. And at some time we communicate, and then at some moment he was also a Russian person speaking Russian, so of course we had different this more tone language communication, mother language communication. So at some point he just shares these sneaky Russians, and he shares the video about sound object number 5, and I'm like, oh, sneaky Russians, what, you know. I'm immediately jumping into that, and then I see this video about sound objects. I'm like, wow, that's interesting instrument, I should find these guys. And I start to search for them, and in Russian language, and I couldn't find them anywhere because they are locked in their community, and the language, it's a barrier in a way, you know. And then I find them through the Russians. They have like equivalent to Facebook. It's called In Contact, vk.com.
Yeah.
And I register there. I find them. I contact them, and I say, hey guys, I really like your idea. Super awesome. How can we collaborate? Can we add a little bit of eurorack inputs and outputs? Can we make a little bit of change for the design? Can we add English translation for the meanings? That would be super awesome for my school, you know. And because I could already, thank you, sort of, how to say, I could give my suggestion, you know, because I knew what we need here, because it's a wonderful synthesizer, it's available per price, it does awesome stuff, analog engine, you name it, what do you need? Well, I would need a little bit communication with eurorack because I don't want to have this MIDI converter, clock, whatever, you know. I would say, okay, let's do direct connection and we will benefit from that, you know. And they say yes, and we start to collaborate. And the next thing what followed, of course, that would be the brand creation. And I start to draw, you know. I took this girl, this is actually a famous poet, you know, Lilia Brick and Mayakovsky. So I took them as an inspiration to create, to do the branding, because every brand needs, how to say, beautiful packaging in a way. Yeah, not like packaging, but, you know, you present it beautifully, you know, and I wanted to do that Russian presentation, and I love the poetry, I love the literature, you know, we're strong in this, and yeah, I speak the language. And of course, I was, okay, let's put Mayakovsky as our inspiration person, you know. And then the Lilia Brick, the muse for Mayakovsky, was the symbol for sound object number 5, this lady, this yelling, like that. So that was actually an agitation poster for Soviet propaganda back in the days. I think they were, everybody go to Lead Press. It was like a call to people so they would read. So Mayakovsky and Lilia Brick, they tried to promote reading for people, you know, because back in the days, people were not educated, they didn't have access to this kind of things. So it was a symbol for sound object number 5 to build around, you know, to design around. So for me, it's also, of course, a creative work with the guys. So basically, I'm doing this creative part, this adaptation to eurorack. And of course, the sound object is created by Sergey and Dmitry. They are fully responsible for the synthesizer architecture. You know, I only suggested some corrections and they go along with that. Or I give feedback from here, okay, we expect this and that, and they do some adjustments. And the next thing was, of course, to write manuals. And now I'm set with sound object number 5. I must make one more educational video for the patching part, for the eurorack part. And it got stuck because my computer broke, but anyway, so it's still a lot of work to do, you know, like with sound object number 3, with number 4, the same job is gonna be done, you know, the manual, the patching, the tips and all this. But yeah, that's the core of the job, basically.
Yeah. So you talk about your school.
Yes.
So what school is this?
This is cool. Yeah, so basically how it was, the idea came during the first soldering kit from Erica Synth. I bought the 10 PCBs, 10 plain PCBs, no any components, nothing. I knew nothing about it. And at that time I was absolutely experimenting in a way, you know. And I started to solder and I started to learn how it actually works. I bought all the components and there was a big bag full of like everything was together, you know. I had to like really make all the library for those. And during these long hours of soldering, at some moment I'm like, school, we need school for this. Because we have all, like I was already checking the eurorack world, you know, watching DivKit, watching these artists, different, getting inspiration. And it was all over the place. And I thought we need some kind of like very clear picture what this is about, you know? And then I thought, yeah, school. We need a school that would just bring a person from zero to, you know, user-friendly level, professional level. Okay, well, professional is far. It's like, you know, it's not only includes modular. If we talk, I mean, anyway, if you are into modular, you're already pro. You know, you're already very far with the music. But of course, like it's a very vast musical world. Yeah, we can go from from electronics till classical music till singing technologies, you know, till Indian tabla, you know, it's a very big world. So, and I thought, okay, let's make a school that will be focused only on eurorack, because eurorack world is by itself is super deep, and people often don't know where to start, you know. And I was also that kind of person who was like, oh, where do I start? Where do I go? So basically, I could project my own experience onto the school and structurize that, you know.
Yeah. So
that's how it started. At the time, of course, there was another thing going on in my life. That's you know, I'm a single parent, and in Holland, you can raise a child and not to worry about work. But when your child is 5 years old, the government is already saying, okay, time for you to work, you know. And then I thought, like, guys, I don't want to work. I want to do the school, you know. And then eventually it was even more work, of course, you know. But that's how it started, you know. And then I came to them. I said, well, look, I'm like 20 years performing. I have this background of so many festivals, so many connections. Why not to do something out of that? You know, all these musical people, they would be thriving and they would only benefit from a school like this. So in Holland, of course, there is a good opportunity to go to the government and show your project and say, hey, check it out. And I was lucky to meet a person who was into DJing. Like my social manager was like, yeah, I love parties, yeah. And we were talking about techno, you know, and it was like, I thought like this kind of thing can happen only in the Netherlands, you know. That's not possible to find something like this elsewhere in the world, you know. And that was just naturally kind of like happening, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And I've been showing your school, Modular Moon.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I've been showing the you know, the website where you were talking about it, Modular Moon. Yeah, so you got some funding from the government, so you could run the school. No,
I didn't get any fundings, nothing. I had they sent me to the first. It's not so fast, you know. First they're saying, okay, you have this idea. Well, we have this section in the government that can probably support you. They can teach you to be entrepreneur, how to pay taxes, how to do management, how to dress nice and things like this. But it's a question if you will go through that or not. In the end, they're gonna decide yes or no. And it was 1 year of actually learning and 3 exams to go through. First, they enroll you. They are looking at your idea and saying yes, no. So I got yes there. Then 1 month later, they are again confirming, because 1 month they see who you are, if you are active. And I thought immediately, okay, I must show them that I'm the best, you know. Even if I'm not, I must make them believe it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I was really active, standing up for my idea. You know, I was already breaking the psychological barriers already there, because I thought like, okay, if I want to do this, that means I have to break this fear, you know, break on through to the other side. So I started to do that already in there while they were teaching me, I was kind of like teaching myself also through them in a way. So then was another improvement, and they said yes. And then after that, I could already actually search for the location, and I found a lab. And then again, if you found the location again, they're telling you yes. It was a lot of things. In Holland, we have a lot of settings, and you need to match all those settings. So for example, the fact that I finished SIE Institute in 2008, got a HBO diploma, that gave me a ting, you know, yes. The fact that I published music, that I'm performing all over the world, that's a ting, yes, you know. And it was a number of pew, pew, you know.
Yes.
And in the end, and a year later, they were still doubting if they confirmed it or not. It took 1 more year for them to confirm that I can be technically like a bedrijf. I mean, I was already functioning as a company anyway, but it took for them a year that they would approve so-called bystand. For example, so let's say if your company goes down, then you can claim some help from them. But I didn't have any funds whatsoever from the beginning, nothing. I just needed them to say yes, basically, to make sure that if something happens, then they back me up, Yeah. So because this is very important. But some people suggested Kickstart. I started Kickstart. And this is how I met Robin, actually, from Gear News, because I made a Kickstarter thing and he saw me and he made an article and I was like, wow, okay, that means people need that. But I didn't go for Kickstarter because it would take a lot of energy, and I said, no, I'm just going to rely on my own resource. And I started, and I said, you know what? If the universe wants it to happen, it will happen. I'm not going to take any credits. I'm not going to put myself into any economical pressure, because if you take a credit, you don't enjoy the whole process anymore,
Yeah.
The moment, it's a pressure. Economical pressure, and I didn't want that. I wanted to be fun. I wanted to be live. I wanted to be out of any systematic, corporational business, fake frame thinking. I wanted to be, here I am. Here is us. Here is the music. We are performing it. Here's the gear. What we have. Some people will bring more or donate more, or maybe I buy something when I have a little bit of cash, and things started to happen. People started to appear. I met a person who left one system. His name is Nate. He lives in Seattle, Nate Hogue. And he was an angel investor in a way. He just left a big system for 2 years behind, just like this, He said, maybe I will come back to the Netherlands. Please take care about my modular. And he knew that he can trust me and it will be safe. And it was standing at Modular Moon for 2 years, but we barely used it because Jacobo was there and he was teaching on his system, and I started to build up my system, so we used our own stuff. But, it was all natural. Like, people were appearing, giving something, donating something, and I guess this thought of letting go was kind of helping,
Yes.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So, what do you do at the school nowadays?
So yeah, these days, now on Thursday, I'm rolling in a new next cycle 7. So that means we're already functioning from 2018. It was August 2018 was when I registered the company. And this is when the first round of classes was starting. And of course, Corona, blah, blah, blah. But now, yes, again, so basically because of Corona, the previous cycle of students, I had the full roll-in, but they couldn't enter the country. A lot of students are coming from abroad just to learn at Modular Moon, and they want to also go to Amsterdam, and
Yes.
And Amsterdam was closed, of course, and that was like slowing me down. Then some students were also losing job because of Corona. Corona
Yes.
was damaging a lot. But what do you know? This week I'm starting. Next week, new class. People again appeared themselves. And okay, we continue. So
That sounds cool. So,
it's
yeah, good luck in the new year and in the new class.
Yeah, and normally we're like, okay, September is a cycle, and then in winter it's the second cycle. But this year everything was like a roller coaster. So I said, yeah, why would we wait till September? Let's start now, and see what happens,
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's nowadays it starts. I think it feels like life is coming back, That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I see it here also. I'm in California. See it reopening. I see it in France also. And I'm glad to see also, Netherlands is reopening stuff. The whole of Europe, we are getting back into normal things slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I play your. I'm changing attack. And people on the chat, if you've got any question for Tulpa Dusha, please ask them. So I play your performance at the beginning. Do you want to say something about your performance? What was the inspiration?
Yeah, that was actually like this one I recorded about a couple years ago for the Sound Frame. It's the company from Los Angeles, I believe. Yeah, I think it was LA. So this is one of my favorite performances. Actually, it was broadcasted just one time in Instagram, and after that, yeah, as far as I remember, I was into minimal, and I tried to do something more chill out-ish, you know, because normally I play very heavy music in nighttime, and like I'm kind of, I'm like, even now with Corona, I feel like people slow down, or maybe I slow down, you know, and I more tend to make more human music, I would say, you know. But normally I'm kind of like, I like really rough music, really techno, and like, you know, psychedelic trance, 180 BPM can be all kind of fast, crazy stuff, you know. But for the sound frame, for the supply frame, for that to jam, I wanted to do something more gentle, you know. So for me, of course, you know, it always starts with the mood, first of all, with the idea, and then the vibration, the feeling that I want to show, maybe, and then the technology already starts to play along with that, you know. So technology is your tool.
Yes.
So yeah.
So what,
this is.
Yes. What did you use, or I don't know? Do you have any performer tips or anything that was special in this performance?
Well, at that time I was using Modular 32 actively. It's still one of my favorite, you know, machines. Modular 32 is one of the best, and DFAM I think was also involved. I think I also had the circadian rhythms from Tip Top Audio. This was also for all the time was my main sequencer, was Tip Top Audio. Now it changed. Now I shift to Nerd sequencer. Mainly for the reason because I want to also start to perform dark progressive and psychedelic trance, and this music is much more layered, and you would need deeper tools, more complex tools, you know, for this. But for techno, for live performance, you know, this I would strongly suggest, yeah, the DFAM, the circadian. I think at that time I also used Hex Inventor hi-hats. Like I also was a big fan of Hex Inventor drum modules, like. Today, of course, I must save space, and we have all the Hex Inventor stuff at the Modular Moon. But yeah, but like hi-hat was one of my favorites at the time.
Yeah, I've got the from Hex Inventor. I've got the Red Dragon, the filter. I like it because it's got you know, you can change the number of poles.
Yes, I have I think I sold it eventually. Yeah, I had it too. Yeah, this one I'm a fan of Hex Inventor. Yeah.
We were also talking a little bit earlier, you know, as we moduled that you want to explore quadraphonic.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that because I'm using Kima Pacarana, and the Pacarana actually is just, you know, it's used a lot for the sound for movies, and so you go to 5.1 into sound surround 360. So actually, it's standing there in front of my nose for so many years, you know, and I never have time to go there. It's like paradox, you know, and so it's been already in my mind because Kima also has like a prototype which you can use. You basically are using Kima as a virtual synthesizer which you build up under your own wheel, you know. So, and there is one prototype in there which has the sphere and the 360 axis, Y and Y and Z. And then when you use the iPad, you use the iPad as a controller, and through the Wi-Fi it connects with Pacarana, and you start to move it like this, and you really hear the sound start to travel, all this kind of like crazy movement stuff, and you start to run around with the iPad like, oh, this is here, it sounds nice here in that corner. In that corner, it doesn't sound nice, you know. It's like for me, it's like a next playground to explore in a way, you know. Like, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
And I don't know. It's a question that I have. You know, with your experience of DJ, you think that quadraphonic or 5.1 during a DJ set is possible? You think you could do a techno set with quadraphonic?
Well, if the tracks themselves are prepared for this kind of setup. Why not? I think it's possible. Depends, yeah. I think it's possible. I mean, it's all about the
when
material.
when you make music for people to dance and be at a festival and dancing, because you say, well, you explore a little bit ambient, or you want to do a psytrance, so that's not necessarily, I don't know, is psytrance danceable? I guess so, but it's different.
Psychedelic, very danceable. Yeah, actually, it's all about the dance and psytrance.
Yes.
Yeah, like.
So you need energetic music, but at the same time, his stereo music fully relevant, and his quadraphonic would be still relevant.
I think it will. Of course, you would. The people who, the DJ is DJing the music that other people released, or you yourself released. So you basically mixing two tracks, one with another, and make sure that the journey is continuing, and you tell the story through the music you choose, music of other people, or also your music. But usually I call it a soup. You put a lot of artists in one soup, basically.
Yes.
So, and in that sense, yeah, I mean, if the material itself is made to be performed in 360 or 5.1 setup, of course, why not? It's absolutely possible. How to create danceable music in this kind of environment. Let me try. I will try. I think if I imagine that, yeah, I think it's possible. Because, for example, I have this Morpheus, the filter from Dave Rossum, and it actually functions as 360 device, because there is this cube, and the cube has corners. And every corner is specific filter. And then the dot in between those corners, you can control this dot. The dot would be the actual sounding, the actual signal. And then the location of this dot, you can control it,
Do you have output for each of the filter?
You have the stereo output, though.
Okay. I was wondering if each filter would be independent and you've got an output for each filter, and then...
No, you don't have the individual output, no, unfortunately, but that would be the next level. But it's not like band pass, low pass, that's not the situation. You have the stereo field. It's more to work with background sound, or like, let's say, layering or soundscaping, because let's say I'm using often this filter has a bank of vowels, for instance. It's called diptones. And then you activate it to work as a sequence. So one setting would change another and change another and change another in real time, and that would influence the signal. And then you suddenly, let's say you send an oscillator through it, and then you also do something like, this kind of things, That's according to the vowel synthesis. Suddenly it starts to sing with all these multiple different voices in a sequence which you can control, which you can feed with a control voltage, which is funky stuff to do, And so eventually you send it to reverb, delay, and suddenly you have all these beautiful voices. And they start to jump in the stereo field, because you can also control voltage, the position of this dot. So that brings us already to kind of technically into this field where you can play around in the air with the sound, So if I think about it technically, it's quite doable,
Yeah, I look forward to listen to this. I want to get more quadraphonic music, so I look forward to listen what you discover and experiment and what you do with it. That should be cool.
I would love to. Yes, I'm getting constantly pulled into the activity, school, other projects, this and that. And then at some point, like, okay, wait a second, how about you? What do you want? And I'm like, what do you want? Like, oh yeah, what do I want? So actually, that was already for quite some years. To go to quadraphonic was already a dream for quite some years because of Pacarana mainly. And so it was kind of natural to go to 5.1 into the 360 with this system, because it's made to be used in that context. So it was already for years kind of like, doing like this to me, go to 360. And every time I'm like, oh, I have to work. Oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. So I'm kind of looking forward to that myself. And I also experienced the virtual reality and or this, so I think music is gonna also go into this direction,
Yeah, virtual reality, the game engine, that's quite interesting. We're reaching, we've passed the top of the hour. That's when I start to, reel down from the show. We talk about some of your projects. So you say on the school, the Cycle 7 is open. What's upcoming for you?
Upcoming also, I'm really happy that we are now communicate. We have the section in Tokyo, Japan right now. Like, I'm super happy that Hatakin from Tokyo Festival of Modular, he is collaborating with us. He is a very wonderful person, and like, I love how he's live performing. He's the right person to do that. And at the moment, he is also translating the book to Japanese. Of course, we all do that in our slowly, because we all are artists. We want to perform. So of course, we do it in our time. But I'm very, very grateful for this, and Mexico section as well. They just accomplished the first cycle of classes. Students got diploma. They got great results, and they are. I hear the feedbacks. I hear them being very happy, and I'm really, really happy about this. So next would be for us. The Moscow section is a little bit neglected at the moment because I was busy with all the other stuff, and of course the Corona was very. It didn't make sense to do anything because Russia was kind of stuck as well with Corona, but now it's getting more and more open. So next would be actually to pay attention to Russian section, and the book is already translated to Russian, but I do need to redesign it because the Russian language is much more wider. So that means the whole layout of the book is changing completely. That means I have to redraw it from scratch, and I'm kind of like procrastinating this act already for quite some time, but actually that would be the next missions to accomplish, to be honest with you, and also to the platform, all the videos that go together with the book, they all have to be also translated to Spanish and Russian again. So it's gonna be for me a bit of going through this again, but I mean, I think I'm in a way this summer. I think I will take vacation and I will more focus on releasing music and composing, and because I miss that a lot. I was for a long time busy with the projects and neglecting a little bit my own wishes, I guess.
And I wanted to say, I met Atakan, all that gone with Zoya on the chat, invited him, so he performed at his place. So I met Atakan, was really nice. And we've got also on the chat Carnalex, who's from Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. He lives in New York. So that's cool to see, the world is small, everybody's interconnected somehow.
That's true.
Yeah. And do you have any music release coming up?
Yes, I released this one little EP with Che Guevara on the front page, and some people saw it a little bit like a political act. That was not the meaning. The meaning was just a brave man standing up against big machine, and I find it very powerful, And and that was quick release of like I recorded a lot of jam sessions, with Sam Kisek. Sorry, my cat is being naughty here a little bit, and so she's trying to steal my food. When you're not careful, someone will try to steal your food. So
show the cat on the video, so like this we'll have more subscribers.
Here you are. Here's the thief.
Here we go.
She looks innocent, She's like, I didn't do anything. It's not me. It's funny. Yeah. So so basically, there is another EP I want to release. I was about to release before the computer broke because I was mentally kind of like clearing space for my next album, where I want to really again compose, where really when they're not in modular, you improvise and you create the track, and often you are going into direction where maybe technology leads you to, maybe there was an accident, so not always it's kind of intentional. And sometimes I also want to, like with Dusha albums, the second album or the Genuines, where I'm really doing the polishing work, arrangements, and when this little sound I want here, this accent I want here, this lyrics I want to use, this voice I want to add, so that's why my goal was to release an EP with the jams to kind of to free this mental space for myself, and say, okay, now I'm busy with the composing next Dusha album, putting my adventures into that, and then after that, okay, I'm ready to serve the public again and focus to translate the book, redesign the book and do things for, so I'm trying to balance that, between what I want as an artist and what I think the public would require, and people would need that, and I see the reason in that, and I see that I have necessary resources, mental capacity, connection to make it real. So I balance like that.
No worries. All right, that was really nice to talk with you. I'm going to redo a little bit all the news. Right. And then I'll leave you the word for the end. And it was really nice. You could join us in the middle of all this. I don't know, you had a busy day with the fashion show and performing and coming up. So that was really cool. Okay, let me change a little bit all my settings here. So I can be on. All right. Where I am. And thanks everybody for joining. So let's go back on the news. So pitchymango.org, that's my site. I want to thank all my supporters on Bandcamp. So you can subscribe on Bandcamp, becoming a supporter. It's like $20 a year that allow me to make music, do this show. We have got Resident Electronic Monthly, which is this Tuesday at 8 p.m. I've got Kezo, Wabi Sabi, and a few more performers. You can still sign up, so beimproviser.com, you will find the event, and then you can sign up. At the same time, this Sunday at 6 p.m. you've got Resonant Frequencies. It's a live show. People are performing live, and then the visualist, so please check it out. In a few hours, I don't know, in a few minutes, in about 30-40 minutes, you've got Modular World by John Wells with Banky, Per Barfoot, Metajon, Thor F, and a special guest. So check it, Modular World. It was really nice. Was it last month? To the Modular World anniversary. Yeah, that was a cool one, Modular World anniversary.
Yeah, that was massive, yeah.
That was cool. Yeah. I want to mention also the Sonic Islands run by Fez. It's every on third Sunday of the month, 5 p.m. I don't know what's the lineup. Also, Peak, there's no Peak this month in June. They will be back in July, I think they say. I also participated in Synesthesia Pins last May, and a few of us, and I think there's one coming up in June, so check this site. They run shows once a month on Sunday. Upcoming Off the Grid from New York Modular Society, or NIMS, it's on the 17. I will be performing live with Kitsu 3, Garde Dewald, Le Croc, Kuta, and just after that we've got Phoenix Synthesizer Festival, where you will be too.
Yes, that's true. I will be there, yeah.
Let me change a little bit the setup. Here we go. There's both of us on the screen. Yes, with so there's let me play the video. There's Steve Roche, Todd Barton, Sarah Bell Reid, Jan Body, Voltage Controller, Tulpa Dusha, Stephen Michael, John Wells. There's also even Adam from Data Cult, Filipovsky.
Yep.
And I'll be performing also. So that looks like a good event on 18 and 19. So another way also to Tulpa for meeting again on the chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will be there. So.
Bandcamp Friday, so there's none in June or July, but they are restarting it on August 6th. So another way to contribute towards the artists, go to Bandcamp, buy their music. Talking about music on Bandcamp, so I've released an album, To the Star. You can find it there for the binaural, or you can go to Surround Music One to get the quadraphonic version. I spotted also, sorry, I should put the link in the chat. Here we go for people to go there. I also spotted Thomas Di Musio, who's Bucla Modulism, has released a new album. We've got also RusticNerd from Chicago, has got a new album. And Ryoko from Cult of One also has released a new album, or a new single. So please check it out. And I wanted to mention KZSU on Stanford. So it's run by my friend Arduk, Soundwheel, so it's every Tuesday at 8 p.m. At the moment, it's taking a break because they are running the Palo Alto City Council, but I think it's coming back next week or the week after. And it's 2 hours of all kind of experimental modular synth music, so that's really cool. Like here in the show there was Doug Liners, there's David Leckham, Sign Mountain was on my show. I think maybe there will be a Tulpa Dusha on the show soon. We'll see. He likes to sometimes to come and see the performers and pick up some of the music, so we'll see. So that's quite cool. All right.
That's nice.
Let's go back to Tulpa Dusha. Let me bring it back. So that was really awesome to have you today.
Thank you for inviting.
It was cool. All right, and thanks everybody who joined us. I see a couple of more people like Presenike, Jan Willem, Inverte Pop say, yeah, really good show, great to catch on events and some music, another great show. So that was cool. Nice. Thanks everybody. Alphaster also was here. Thank you everybody for joining the show. Tulpa?
Thank you guys. Yeah. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting. Thank you for following. You know.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, follow, sign up to the school, like everywhere.
Yes.
And
yes, don't forget.
Don't forget.
That's important. It's our fuel to continue, I think, in a way, right?
Yes.
Why these likes, why these follows are important, because in a way we see that what we do is necessary for people, and for us, I guess it's a great feedback, So there's no shame to like.
Yes, totally. Go for it. So there's a little bit of break because of the our Live from the Studio has a little bit of break because of the Phoenix Synth Festival, but the next show is on the 26th of June, and it's with John Wells. It's time to feature John Wells. He features everybody else, so I should feature him.
Yes, John is great. He made a very massive thing for us.
Yes, so we'll feature Jono. We'll meet a brother. All right, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks Tulpa, that was really awesome.
Thank you guys. Have fun.
Bye everyone.
Okay, bye everyone.